Hey, what's going on? It's Zobua here, and today I'm bringing you guys a different game altogether. It's called Mechanica. It's like 20 bucks on Steam. It's awesome. It's early access. You play as a robot who's in like a desert, needs to survive, needs to mine, needs to make a whole bunch of different stuff. You can build houses, you can build traps to protect yourself against other robots, things like that. And it's up to two-player on the same thing, so you can play with your friends. It's a lot like Satisfactory, where there's all kinds of different mechanisms and conveyor belts and things like that. I'm going to start up a new one. I'll stick it on normal difficulty and call it Zobua Land. Hey, do me a favor. Look on down. If you see that red subscribe button, go ahead and hit it for more content, and I'll keep on rolling out games that you guys love. So as soon as you drop in, I've seen some people drop into a room in the corner. If that's the case, walk up, just right-click the door to actually bust it out. But when they dropped me in, I actually just dropped in kind of in the middle of the desert. I don't know if this was an error or if it's how it's supposed to be. But yeah, I woke up and I was just right here. So I did watch a few videos on this, and the very first thing that you're going to want to do is collect everything. You can collect stuff by hitting E if it's harvestable. If not, you can pick something up by right-clicking and holding it. So the first place I'm going to go to is the one building that I can see, which is a gas station over here. The gas station is obviously set up to be the game's first kind of hub and home. It's a safer place, you can close the doors, things like that. Well, screw that. Like I said, I've watched a few videos and people just don't recommend it. They recommend you come over to this beacon, you take the batteries out so you have a few batteries to start, and then you go and you rob this gas station blind. I'm talking everything. Here's a water pump. Take the canisters, and then right-click the water pump, and take the water pump as well. You don't need water right here. It did drop a battery, which is great. That makes 5 batteries for us now. So then when we get to the gas station, take everything you want. On the side, we have our sand drill. We're going to take that too. Let's see. Inside, what else can we take? The alarm clock looks good. I might be back for that later. More canisters. Those are great because you can use them for water or oil. Take the switch. Hell, I might take the lamp. No, the lamp can stay. Definitely a storage container. Oh, there's stuff in it. I'm going to take everything out of it. I did learn later that you can shift-click in order to move things quickly. I'm going to take these gas containers. I don't need the crates. What else is there? Planer box. We can use this for plant threads later, which is basically how you make cloths. So the spot that I'm heading to right now is actually where a lot of people saw that you start the game. So let me take all these. It's a free smelter, free auto miner. They really start you out with a lot of stuff that you can steal. So this spot right here in the corner is actually the spot that I was talking about before, where I thought that you would spawn. I don't know if I was glitched or what, but hell, I don't know. Anyway, I just took the door with me, took everything inside to get me started, except for the crates, of course, and another button. There we go. Once you have all that, made sure that you grabbed everything, you can always come back. We're not going too far away. I'm going to have you guys beeline it and just make sure that that the spot that you set up your initial camp in is going to be an optimal spot to start in. One last look. I don't see anything nearby. And we're off. So if you head straight down the road from the gas station and then hook a right, you'll see oil on the right, a little pond of it down there. And then keep on running and you'll come up on a steel reserve. This is actually water, the dark spot, so you can put your water pump here. Let me go ahead and pull that out. Alright, so the first thing, now that I have them all organized, the first thing I'm going to want to do is take out my water pump and place it down in the water. Or the moist sand, I guess. There we go. Now it needs power. So that's where all these batteries that you stole come in handy. I'll throw one in there. If there's batteries in there and you try and move it, sometimes the batteries will drop, sometimes they won't. So I try not to put too many batteries in. And besides, down the road we're going to get a better power source. So if you drop a few empty canisters into here, oops, there goes two of them. Now I'll deal with it later. Anyway, now if we put down our auto miner can mine various different types of material: copper, steel. It can mine lithium. We're going to place this down right here. Once you have it floating, you can actually press Alt and scroll and it will twist it to whichever direction you want. I want it to shoot out this direction. That way that I can have my furnace right behind it. So something like that. Then I pull out my furnace. I'm going to make sure that the orange arrow is right where the auto miner is going to kick out. Now it's going to kick out this direction, so I'm going to put a storage container right next to it. Give it a twist, and it'll snap up right next to it. At this point, I'll put down the sand drill next to this as well. You can do one of two things. You can either set it up like this, where it dumps straight in, or you can set the sand drill next to the furnace, and it will actually go into the furnace and smelt into glass and then drop in. Once you've gotten to this point, go ahead and put a battery into the auto miner, maybe two if you want, and get it going. And then you need to put fuel into this. So you drag one fuel down and empty it in. At that point, you can turn it on and it will get going. Make sure this guy is on. It also takes batteries. It's just a sand drill. It's how you're going to get glass. So like I said, right now it's just kicking sand out. If you wanted to, you can put it on the side of the furnace instead, and it will actually get you your glass faster. So the reason I chose this spot to set everything up is that not only is there steel here, is there water here, is there oil here, but there's also a couple other precious metals in this game. So as the steel starts rolling in, the first thing you're going to want to do is make yourself a pickaxe. Because for the time being, you're going to run right over here and you have a copper reserve. It's a pretty big one too. You can hand mine a little bit of copper to get you your basics so that you can make more auto miners. Once you've mined enough copper for yourself, then just take a left and you'll see these two little nodes over here. Each one of them is actually lithium. We're going to need copper, lithium, and steel to make more batteries. And when those batteries run out, our machines will shut off and we're going to have to do everything by hand. So it's best to get batteries going early. Now this game does have a mechanism that's used to kind of fight back against you, and it gets tougher and tougher as you go along. These robots. So these starter robots aren't bad. You only have two of them. If you build yourself a bat, you can kind of smack them. But in my recommendation, I would recommend getting a nail gun as soon as you can. A nail gun shoots 10 nails at them, so you don't have to get anywhere near them. You're not hurt, and as you can see, they hurt a lot. And it only takes one screw, which is one iron ingot, in order to refill 10 bullets in it. So that's not bad at all. Anyway, when you do end up destroying these guys, it usually takes about 4 hits with a bat, or 4 shots with a nail gun. You actually get a lot of really cool crafting materials, like circuit boards and things like that. Just make sure that you have some power shots, coolant shots, and health shots ready. You can make those in your crafting menu with just basic stuff. So the next thing we're actually going to build is going to be a liquid extractor. You can make it in the crafting menu, and before you have big drills and everything going, it's the best thing that you have to grab a little bit of oil. As long as you have an empty container on you, it will auto-fill that with oil. So I'm going to fill, I think, 3, maybe 4 of them, whatever I have on me. And you need this to make plastic as well as to make more fuel. So until you have your full oil system up and running, this will actually work. So as you can see, I got 3 oil now, and I should be able to craft a plastic. There it is, a couple of them. That allows me to make a circuit board, which is the last step that I need to get my next auto miner going. Alright, I've actually made 2 more auto miners. I put one on the copper, as you can see, and I put one on one of the lithium nodes. I'm going to go ahead and stick a battery in each one so it can start going, and it will just start pooping out the ores out the back. Now I need to get some furnaces hooked up to here so I can just auto smelt them. I'd recommend putting a furnace behind each one so it just kind of dumps into that, auto smelts, and then probably put a box right behind that, a storage box. It'll take a little bit of resource gathering, but it's well worth it. In the meanwhile, you can actually come over to your first furnace that's over by the iron, and you can actually just dump it out using E, looking in that direction, then pressing E. Alright, let me just add some fuel to this. I added a furnace to the copper and the lithium, and I added a chest to it, so they're both full auto systems now, as long as I keep them powered. As you can see, I have tons of lithium, which I'm actually going to sit here and smelt for a little bit, just so it can all stay in one area, and it's all ingots. I don't want to hold on to a bunch of ores. Ores are useless to me. Anyway, once you have the steel, the lithium, and the copper all auto running like this, you're pretty much good to go for batteries. Now you need to focus on fuel, and you need to focus on an alternative electricity other than just batteries. After all, you want to be able to light up a house and everything, right? You want defenses, you want electric traps, things like that. Anyway, I'm going to bring all that up next time in my next video. If you guys have any questions or anything, let me know. And hey, as always, if you guys like the content, hit that like button, subscribe to me for more content. It really does help me out. Anyway, until next time, this is Obua, and I'm out.